Honey Badger here. My wife was cooking dinner last night and she said she smelled some kind of a burning smell from the microwave. And didn't affect the cooking or anything. Finished dinner and everything. And this morning we tried to use it to heat up some oatmeal, and as soon as you hit the start button, it clicked back off. And it was like the power went off, and then it came back on, and then we hit it again, and it came back. It went back off. I went out and checked the breaker. The breaker hadn't tripped. I thought that was awfully kind of weird. So anyway, I'm gonna take a look at that today. I'm gonna pull the microwave out and see what's going on. Okay, I emptied out the cabinet up here and disconnected the microwave, and it looks like there's a little bit of possible scorching, possibly. I can't really tell on that upper prong right here, and for some reason I am not able to get this plug out, which is highly unusual. I'm wondering if it's fused in, so I'm gonna have to take the plate off and see what's going on back there. Just to clarify, I do have the circuit breaker turned off outside on the panel. You don't want to be messing around in here with power on. Holy crap. Yeah, that is pretty darn charred. And I can see the lead in the back also has some charring. So I guess if you smell a burning smell, just don't ignore it, because your freaking house could burn down. Now I'm kind of wondering if that breaker is bad outside. I would think that that breaker would have tripped. I'm just going to tear this out now and take a look at it. Wow. Public service announcement. Take burning smells seriously. I'm gonna have to cut this thing out, and you have to figure out if that breaker was bad. I think what I'm gonna do is hook up the microwave to another circuit and monitor the current when I turn it on. I don't know if the microwave caused this or if some problem with the outlet caused this. I have no idea, but it's not good. So I pulled this out and just moving this around a little bit, and look how loose. I did not loosen the screw. Look how loose the hot wire is. It's just incredibly loose in there. Now I know this was circuit was turned off when I flipped off the breaker, because this is the only outlet that's actually on that circuit, and the radio was plugged in on the bottom, and the radio went off when I flipped off the breaker. But if you can't confirm that your outlet doesn't have power to it, make sure you measure with a meter across the terminals, and make sure that you don't get 120 volts from this side to this side in your AC voltage reading. I can't tell you how many times I've found mislabeled breakers in houses, so always double check. Well, I tried to pry this out of the socket. Guess I'll be putting a new plug on this thing. But take a look at this. I mean, this is just fried. You can see the prong on the neutral. And both sides the neutral's burned. And this was the prong from the radio plug that just got fused right into the plastic. Can't get it out. Fortunately, the neutral wire, the burnt one here, looks good from about here up. So I should be able to just put a pigtail on it and install a new outlet. Man, dodged a bullet. Okay, I found cut off a piece of Romex, got the neutral wire out. I'm going to add this as a pigtail. I'm going to have to cut that one up there, probably pretty close to the end of where it comes out of the box. Looks like the wire's good behind that spot, and then have to wire nut it on with a pigtail wire. And so I'm just going to pre-strip this side. This is the one that's going to go into the outlet, and there's a strip gauge right here, so you just know how long to strip it, like so, and strip it from there. So this is the neutral, so it's going to go on the silver screws. There's the gold, that's the hot. Silver is the neutral, so I'm just going to mount it to one of these. Just put it in here, and then we'll tighten it up. Okay, I've got my pigtail attached. I did a pre-twist of the wires with some pliers here, of the bare conductors together, and then tighten the wing nut over it. And now I'm going to put, this is the ground wire, I'm just going to put a twist in it. So what I'm going to do is use these holes in here to get on the end of it and turn it like so. That's how you put a twist in your wire. I'm going to hook that in the ground lead and hook the power lead up. I'm just going to strip this and attach it like I did the other one. I'm not going to loop it. That's what these heavy duty ones are designed for. Try to avoid using the backstab, like a backstab connection, which is just the hole that you push it in. But these things are fine to go in through here with that short section and then tighten them up. Okay, she's all hooked up. I'm also going to, I always make a habit of tightening these. You should always tighten these unused leads, because otherwise they might tend to stick out, and if something should happen, it's just a greater chance of getting an undesired electrical contact. So tighten those guys up too. Okay, all done. You're ready for action again. Okay, I'm going to put a new plug on this radio here, since the other one got fused. And so I'm just going to cut this, pull it off and strip it. Make sure you don't cut through any insulation on the inner conductors when you're doing this. Okay, just gotta make sure these wires go into these channels here, and close this up and tighten it. I'm going to pull this microwave and take the cover off of it and just take a look around inside and make sure that everything looks okay in there. And we smelled the burning smell and assumed that it was coming through here, but it could have just been coming down from up here. So best to just check out the microwave to see if maybe that started a chain reaction. So I just got to take these 4 screws off for the molding here and pull it out. Okay, I got it out. Just stuck my nose back here and I do not smell anything, any kind of a burning smell from inside. So I really don't think there's a problem with this microwave. So I'm actually just going to try plugging it in and see. Came up. Oh, no, there's definitely some problem with it. It is just... Oh, yes, that's time, never mind. There we go. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, that's a good sign. I think probably what I'm going to do is get a pigtail for this, where I can separate the leads and measure the current that this thing is using while it's operating, because I don't really understand why what happened other than an overcurrent and a possibly bad breaker. So that's the next thing I think I'll do. So I wanted to measure the current consumption of this thing just to make sure that there was nothing funky going on with it. I wanted to use my clamp-on meter, but I don't have a pigtail that I can hook on to one of the leads with. Now, obviously you cannot use these, you can't just go over the whole cable, you've got to separate the leads. So I'm going to order a pigtail just for future use with my clamp-on meter. But I forgot I had this handy little dude which actually measures current consumption. It's good for 15 amps. Right now it's showing the voltage, 123 volts is what it's measuring. I looked in the microwave. If you can see up here, it says it's 1.7 kilowatts, which equates to about 14.2 amps. And this thing is rated for 15. So I'm just gonna put some water in here and start this guy up. You shouldn't run these empty. I'm just gonna start him up. And we'll see what happens here. And go to the amps. Here right now it's just drawing 30 milliamps, and that's just from the display and everything. So I'll hit start. 15.6 amps. Okay, that's kind of about the limit of this thing. So I'm not gonna keep him going too long. It's kind of bouncing around 15 amps. So that's probably a reasonable 1700 watt. It's a little bit high, but I'm not sure how accurate this thing is. So it's definitely under 20 amp. So it's not, it would, if it was over 20 amps, it would blow the fuse in here and should also trip the breaker. So I guess that's why the breaker wasn't tripping and the fuse didn't blow. This arc was a different issue. But I feel pretty safe now using the microwave. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Plus I didn't smell anything inside it. Okay, I got power back to the radio, and got me to thinking after I pulled this out, and I found a box with a 20 amp fuse remaining. I had forgotten that my microwave had blown a fuse. That's one of the things that can happen that keeps them from working, so you just can take off the outside and replace the fuse. But that could have been an early warning sign that something was going on with my outlet, and I just didn't really consider that. So if you do ever have a blown fuse on your microwave, I would encourage you to go up and check out your outlet and make sure that you don't have any arcing or anything going on up there, because I have a feeling that what happened is that maybe that loose hot wire was causing arcing in that outlet, and that's probably what caused this problem. So, and also when your wife says I smell a burning smell from the microwave, don't ignore her. You know, that I smelled that burning smell, or she said she smelled a burning smell once before, and I came down and I smelled by the microwave and I didn't smell anything. And so I guess that's because it was way up here, and maybe it wasn't as bad back then. So you know, if you do smell a burning smell, make sure you check up here, because that can potentially cause your house to catch on fire, as you can see from what happened there. Honey Badger out.